All right, everybody, here we are ready for tonight's big matchup. This is a big game for these teams. The third time that the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's and the Hudson High School Raiders will face off this year. So far, first game was won by the Raiders, I believe by a score of 3-1, if I'm remembering correctly. And the second game was a tie just a couple weeks ago over in Eau Claire. So winner of this game is going to move on and play against either the Oshkosh West Wildcats or the Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln, who are squaring off again right now at 7 o'clock here over in Oshkosh. So big matchup because the winner of this game plays the next game, and then that winner goes to the state tournament. Wisconsin has 4 teams in their state tournaments, so a little different than other states that sometimes or often have 8-team state tournaments, sets of teams. So big match. This is a rivalry. Probably at least the last 10 years or so, it's come down to these two teams in this situation, and probably every time it's been the victor of this game that's moved on to the state tournament. So going to be a fun one. This one very likely could come all the way down to the end, and so stay tuned, stay watching. It's going to be a lot of good soccer. It'll be probably a lot of skill, a lot of physical play, and it's going to be a fun one. It's a chilly night. My drive over about an hour ago was about 45 degrees. It's probably dropped another 4 or 5 degrees, so chilly night but dry. And the Hudson High School Stadium is it's a great stadium, so the conditions are good. As long as these guys don't pull any muscles and things like that because of the temperature, it's going to be a great matchup. So looks like the Raiders are getting the kick. The Raiders are in blue, playing from left to right on your screen, and the Old Abe's of Eau Claire Memorial High School are in white, playing from right to left on your screen. I will do my best to monitor the score of the Oshkosh and Wisconsin Rapids game. Anyone tuning in on YouTube that is also monitoring and wants to share those scores, please feel free, and I'll give them a shout out. As well, if you're tuning in, please put who you are, where you're from, and who you're cheering on. And I'll give you a shout out. It's always great to have people tuning in and listening to our matches. So far we've had, here we go. We had a little movement down the field by the Old Abe's, and then a little breakaway there by Sean Berger, but a little out of his reach in this match. So we'll see a lot of Sean Berger. He's an offensive weapon for the Raiders, and we'll see how Sean fares in this game. The Raiders' leading scorer on the season, with a lot of help from a lot of teammates with assists and a lot of other teammates chipping in scores along the way as well. So Owen Wassman fighting it out on the far side of the field, gets it into Chuckle, who plays it over to Aaron Sparling, who runs into a slew of Old Abe's. The Old Abe's try to play this ball through the Raider defense, but ball went a little further, a little faster than they were anticipating. So the Old Abe's still generally play on a grass field, practice on a grass field, so the turf, they're used to playing on turf, because a lot of games are. And there's a quick pass up by Chuckle. There's Wassman. Gets off a shot. That's a good play by the Raiders. Good heads-up play by Chuckle. Gets it into Wassman, who takes the extra dribble, but gets away with it and gets off a nice shot, but right to the goalkeeper, unfortunately. So Old Abe's countering and coming right back down the field, though. Excuse me. And I think we're going to see that. Probably not going to see a ton of midfield play today. It's going to get one end to the other, and it's just who's going to get the better scoring opportunities. Old Abe's chip one in there. A little crossing play, but Toby Schneider, the Raiders goalkeeper, comes out adeptly and just pulls that straight out of the air. Pardon me again. Harry Ross there continuing to fight it out, playing maybe a little aggressively from behind, gets the foul. Raiders need to be careful. Can't afford yellow cards in this game. Need all their players on the field playing 100%. So Harry trots off and gets ready to play some defense. So Eau Claire with the free kick here. It's a big ball. Drops in not a bad spot. It's a little bit of a long free kick for most players, but still gets it in there. And Raiders defense clears it, but Memorial gets it right back. They're going to try to play it through again, right up the middle, but the Raiders defense is all over that. And the Raiders play it deep, but it gets all the way down to the Memorial's goalkeeper. And again, he plays it deep. Raiders defense gets the clear, kicks it out of bounds. It'll be a Memorial throw-in. Big throw there by Memorial. Good play there by Muthaden. Gets it up. It's going to be a foot race here. Won by Memorial. They had the kind of the lead on that. Berger tries to play that ball down, but gets away from him. Good head out by Alanoff. Nicky Alanoff's had a fantastic season anchoring that defense. That's a nice ball through there. Whew. It's a good angle for Berger, but Eau Claire's goalkeeper came out and played that ball well. Chuckle plays the bounce off his head very nicely. However, Eau Claire gets it back, playing it up the field. It's like Eau Claire's strategy right now is to try to get that ball through and up the middle. That can be a tough way to play, but we'll see how that fares for them in this match. It's Connor Sparling fighting it out. Kind of got stuck on the outside. That's going to set them up. Eau Claire with they had an opportunity there, but chose to play that ball with the right foot and did not ended up passing it instead of taking the shot. But they did end up getting a decent opportunity there, but shot went a little awry. Now the Raiders will get a goal kick. Toby Schneider lining up to take the kick. Looks like we've got some Memorial friends watching the match. We have Kurt Anderson. Good to have you, Kurt. And Amber Steffel. She's from Eau Claire North, but rooting on the Old Abes here. So good to have you too, Amber. Chance Vang, head soccer coach or head men's soccer coach at Northeastern Junior College in Colorado. Good to have you, Chance. And you're going to see some good play here. And Tishiv and Company from Belgium. Wow, that's definitely the furthest distance I've had tuning in. So good to have you as well. And Christina Funk. Yeah, you know, I leave the camera work to the camera crew to make sure that they have the everything the right way, Christina, but we'll see what we can do for you. All right. So far, we appreciate everybody tuning in to this River Channel live stream broadcast, and we'll keep checking for more people tuning in. So far, again, back and forth between the teams, and now Eau Claire with the ball, pushing it in deeper into Hudson territory. They get a little chip out. And a nice save by Toby Schneider. That was almost a point-blank shot. The winger there, I'm going to catch his number in a minute. Number 17, no, number 13 there. That is Joseph Mua. He played the ball from left to right, which usually that little span of time takes a ball away or allows the defense to get on the ball, but he was able to get a shot off, but drilled it right at Toby Schneider, and Toby made the save, and the Raiders get that ball out and now have it deep in Old Abe's territory. A little foot race here. Alanoff gets it between the legs. Extra help there from Harry Ross, though. Cuts it off. And there's a goal. There's a goal for the Old Abes. They're putting the pressure on, and came through. Number 10. Number 10, that's Liam Junker with the score for the Old Abes. Kind of peppering the goal there. That's a goal for the Old Abes. Number 10, Liam Junker. So at the 9-minute and 14-second mark, the Old Abes strike first. I believe in the first matchup, Eau Claire struck first as well, and then the Raiders stormed back, and we'll see what happens here tonight. A lot of pressure so far from the Memorial offense. So again, Memorial playing a deep through ball. It's just a little too far out of reach for anybody there other than the Raiders defense. Here's Toby Schneider. That was a well-placed goal by Junker, lower left corner. All the shots and ball movement there made it hard for any goalkeeper to know what to do. And here's the Raiders with the chance. There's Wassman moving it around. Kicked out, cleared by the Old Abes. Be a Raiders throw-in now. Here comes the throw. Gets it into Wassman. Plays it back out. Calling an offsides there. And so that'll end that little spree by the Raiders, and Eau Claire will set up for the goal kick. Looks like we have Caden Eberly checking out Dakin and Gabe for the Old Abes, and Campbell Dean's grandpa, Bob Dean, checking the game out for the Old Abes. Good to have you, Grandpa. And J.R. Verkamp here cheering on the Raiders. So good to have everybody tuning in. For those of you that aren't familiar, Eau Claire is about an hour east of Hudson, so these teams do play often. Often during the school season, at least twice, usually 3 times. Summer teams usually overlap. Actually, some of these guys might be our teammates, actually. on a variety of teams. So they face each other in many ways and forms over the summers and winters. So definitely a lot of camaraderie, friendships, and rivalries going on in these games. So a lot of emotions for these guys on the field because sometimes it's their teammates they're playing. They might play 8 or 9 months a year with some of these guys, and now they're playing against them. It's a nice ball in there. A little low, but played out, cleared by the Raiders' defense. Here's Muthaden on the ball. So far, seen probably a little more speed to the ball by the Old Abes than we're seeing from the Raiders. So the Raiders need to pick that up, but going to be a throw in here for the Old Apes. Quick cross, but a nice disruption by the Raiders. Harry Ross plays a strong ball there to keep the ball out. Be another throw in for the Old Apes. Looked like a little, probably too much hand checking or jersey grabbing, and the Raiders will have or it hit the goalkeeper or the official. Can be played in a variety of ways, but this official likes to just drop it and give it to the Raiders. Kind of depends on the advantage situation. There's a steal by Harry Ross. He's going to carry it up the field. Ball up to Muthaden, but intercepted. There's Chuckle. Ball taken from Chuckle, and now the Old Abes working it back up the field. Good steal and turn there by Henry Vandenbark, but the Old Abes appear to be kind of everywhere right now and taking balls from all locations. Here in Sparling trying to trap that ball down, gets a little too far away from him and kicked out. Looks like it somehow went off the Raiders, but now the referees, that seemed pretty clear that it was off the Old Abes, but head ref is making the corrections. It'll be a Raiders throw. We're now at about 14 and a half minutes into the half. Old Abes continue to lead 1-0 on the Liam Junker goal at about 4 minutes. Here's one I haven't seen. We have Tom Rossenow tuning in from Fox Lake, and he is here to watch the referee. So good to have you, Tom. So far, the ref's doing a good job, and we appreciate our refs greatly. Hard to play matches without them. Ball slips by the defense, and there is another goal for the Old Abes. Misplayed by the Raiders defense and gets by Toby Schneider on the shot. So I'm trying to check out the number here. Number 13, Joseph Mua with the goal. That's number 13, Joseph Mua with the goal for the Old Abes. So now the Raiders are in a hole. They're down 2-0. The fortunate side of that is there is a lot of time to get back into this match. But they need to move the ball a little bit more and get this ball into the scoring area more. Really haven't had a good opportunity yet for the Raiders. And there's the first one. Berger gets the ball, gets a turn, but kind of gets his legs tangled and doesn't get a solid play off there. And Eau Claire gets the ball and gets the punt up the field. It's Chuckle with a nice trap down and movement. And that's a nice ball out to Aaron Sparling from Berger into Harry Ross. And now you see Memorial collapsing. They seem to have a game plan to get all over Harry Ross when he's down in the offensive end. But they get a nice playoff there. Not a great shot there, but Raiders maybe waking up a little bit here and getting a little offense going. It's Wassman coming back to play some defense. Good takeaway by Aaron Sparling. Gets it out to Wassman. Plays it back into Sparling. Thaden streaking down the right. Clear by the Old Abes. And out of bounds. That'll be a Raiders throw. Some substitutions coming in. It's number 22, Owen Gibson in the game for the Old Abes, and number 20, Owen Netterlow in the game for your Raiders. Ball played back to Schneider, who is going to take the kick here. Two pretty good shots on Schneider scoring those goals. Not a lot he's going to do about those. That's a nice little head over by Sparling, but Eau Claire really collapsing on the ball. So they're making it tough on the Raiders. Big ball in. There's Netterlow. That'll be a Raiders throw. Here we go. Raiders get a good opportunity there. Berger trying to sneak it past on the angle. Looks like there's a foul called on the Old Abes just outside the box, though, so the Raiders will get another opportunity here. Difference-making play here, potentially. And quick shot, and played off of the wall and collected by the goalkeeper. Netterlow on the line. Again, seems to be two Old Abes on every Raider in the offensive end. The 2-goal lead, they're going to play definitely want to play some extra D to hold that lead. The Raiders are going to have to work strategically to break that up if they want to get back into this match. Head out by Liam Salama. It's going to be a free kick for the Old Abes here. I guess I hadn't noticed, but we got Liam Salama in the game. Good to see Liam in the match. Coached Liam for a number of years, and it looks like Rory Salama is online to watch the Raiders and Liam. Good to have you, Rory. Big free kick here from the Old Abes. Could be a strike on the goal, most likely from this distance. Or a light chip. Going for the chip on the far post. Nice play. Tough header, though. Header popped it up. Raiders get it out, but again to a Old Abe. And Old Abes are showing a lot of discipline, being in the spots they need to be in versus roaming the field, and enables them to have some of these opportunities. Number 7, Tate Bledsoe, and number 11, Sam McBride in the game for the Old Abes. You are welcome, Christina Funk. Always great to be here online. I love the Raiders, but I always enjoy a good soccer match, and I do have some Eau Claire roots for all of you. I went to college at the university there myself, and so I think the west side of the state here will be well represented in the next round, whichever of these teams moves on. So a little push-down foul by the Old Abes. Got Harry Ross lining up to put this ball in. It's a really nice ball by Ross. Gets through, Chuckles chasing it down, and gets level. And it's this is not the kind of game to put that kind of hit on someone in the box, even lightly, with a 2-goal lead, because now the Raiders will have a PK, and this is the opportunity the Raiders need to get back in the match. Darren Chuckle took the foul, and the captain is going to line up to take the kick. And he buries it in the lower left corner. Goalie made a really nice play and move, but Chuckle just got it by him. And that's a goal for number 11, Darren Chuckle. So at the 24-minute mark, we've now moved into a tighter game, and Old Abes 2 and the Raiders 1. So a lot of time, as we mentioned, that's one thing. You get up by 2 goals with 3/4 of the match left in a game like this, and you never know what's going to happen. I am going to strongly guess this is not the end of the scoring in this match at all. So we'll see what happens. So Old Abes with a kick here. We'll see how they react to this. And referee's having a little consult here while the clock is stopped. So I'll take a peek here. I know I missed a couple, I think. Michael Hetchler, good to have you here. 23:31 on the clock. 23:31 on the clock. I don't know how to do that. There it is. You got it. Very nice. Sorry about that, everyone. We are a tight-knit group here in the booth, and we help each other out. And the referee wanted to add some time. I think perhaps as the penalty kick was called, that there was a little delay in stopping the clock. No big deal. So now we are back on track. Like I said, here in the booth, we're a small team, but we are united to get it right. So, so here we go. A little foul on the Raiders there. A little knockdown. I think the ref is he's starting to sense this could become a physical match and wants to keep it under wraps. So, kudos to him. It was a worthy call, though, so it wasn't a gimme. But this is a game where players need to keep their emotions somewhat in check because this is one that everything counts. Liam Salama, again, with a nice head there. Clear by the Raiders. The ball up to Berger. Too much defense there, though. Both teams having to now switch their strategies again a little bit since it's a tighter match. And Raiders pick that ball up. I got a little shout out from Stephanie Fox, who's, I think, watching the game probably on cable access. So, Stephanie, Steve, and the whole crew there in the Fox household, always good to have you watching. Elliot, Leo, Sam is probably studying, I'm sure, at UW Green Bay, but always good to have you. I coached Sam for many, many years, and good to have the Foxes tuning in. Foul on the Raiders there. Liam going for a slide tackle. Gets a little more body than ball. It's always stop the clock. Yep. A little risky endeavor there to go for slide tackles. And I don't think any ill intent meant there, but the timing just was off. Got an injured old Abe on the field. Nice that in these soccer matches now we do have trainers, highly trained athletic trainers, physical therapy type of degrees on hand to take care of the needs of kids. So I can't see a number yet. Can see Eau Claire, Hudson players mixing it up a little bit because of those friendships and team connections they have in summer traveling and other situations. So looks like they're getting them up. It's a bad angle to see who it is. Sounds like that's Liam, number 10, Liam Junker, who scored our game's first goal. So we'll certainly hope Liam is back on his feet. Might be just shooken up a little bit. You never know. About 80% of the time in soccer matches, I'm seeing the players exit and come back in a little later. We'll hope that's the same for Liam. Valuable asset for the old Abes. I remember him from last year's team and from the other matches this year, so they definitely want him back. It's a really nice ball in on that free kick. Old Abes keep it moving. Try to settle it there in the box and sneak a ball through. Sneaky play there. But a lot of bodies, a lot of feet in the way of that shot, and it gets ejected by the Raiders. Netterlow playing strong, but Tough bounce off his feet. And they're calling that ball out of bounds. It's going to be a Raiders throw. Thanks for confirming that was Liam Junker, everyone. It's Vandenbark with the throw. Again, the Raiders trying to get the ball slipped through to Sean Berger, but no luck yet. That ball goes out of bounds off the Raiders. Kind of a spinning, weird kick. Looks like Junker's already off the training table. Looks like we have a referee issuing a yellow card. Not sure to who. Looks like number 11 received the yellow card. That's Sam McBride. I guess is either something with that ball going out of bounds and not getting it back into play, or he had something to say to the referee or someone, and those are usual reasons for yellow cards. Yellow card does mean you have to leave the match. You can enter at the next opportunity. 2 yellow cards in one match will get you a red card and a ticket out of the game the rest of that game, and your team will play short-handed. So teams get very leery of those yellow cards, especially in a match like this. So big ball up by the Raiders, and it will be a Old Abe's throw. Lots of substitutions going on here now. Dave's playing a kind of a cross through pass cross, a little football there, and kind of an oddly bouncing ball for a shot, but Old Abe's take one and goes wide of the net. Toby Schneider will line up for this kick, and we do have a couple substitutions. Number 15, Charles Funk in the game for the Old Abes, and number 7, Owen Wassman in for your Raiders. Hey, Ross going full out here on this run, and cleared by the Old Abes. Looks like we have number 4, Brennan Ballapue, in the game for the Raiders as well, at left defense. Oh, great play by Toby Schneider. Nice penetration there by the Old Abes. They get by the Raiders' defense, but Schneider lays himself out and swipes that one clean off the ground. And Raiders move it up quickly, but Eau Claire takes it back. So again, Eau Claire getting closer opportunities consistently than the Raiders. And that's going to be something the Raiders need to correct here if they want to tie this match up. There's Chuckle going for the through ball, but taken by the Old Abes. It's Allenoff, nice trap down and ball back up, deep ball into the middle. Cleared by the Old Abes. William Salama with the clear there, but again, back in the hands of the Old Abes. Here's Alanoff resetting, bringing it all the way back to Schneider for a full reset. Get people where they want them, and then try to move that ball up the field. Head over by Chuckle. Berger with the ball on the right side. Going to use his speed here and sets up a nice cross. Gets through. Wassman gets an opportunity there, but can't quite get a solid foot on that shot and sends a bouncer in and handled by Eau Claire's goalkeeper, number 25, Brody Lupke. It's Vandenbark. Repeated headers there. And played out wide. Nice ball in there. It's Connor Sparling getting it out wide. Kind of a high ball to Wassman. Handled well by Owen. Back to Harry Ross. He's going to play it over to Berger. And a little too much speed, and that's going to end up being a goal kick for the Old Abes. We're now at about 7.5 minutes in the half. Old Abes continue to lead by a score of 2-1 over the Raiders. William Junker on his feet, back by the training table. That's a good sign. Number 17, Lenny Watts in the game for the Old Abes. Number 8, Cohen Balapew back in the game for the Raiders. Here's the ball in by the Old Abes keeper. Chuckle on the chase. Good little play there, but the Old Abes get there half a second before Chuckle. Big throw in there by Balapew. Gets the head, puts it out of bounds, though. It'll be an Old Abes throw. Good step there by Alanoff. Harry Ross with a nice ball out to Balapew, who's going to switch the field over to Owen Wassman. Chuckle. Getting it down and putting it up. Good header there by number 22, Owen Gibson of the Memorials to disrupt that play. From the Old Abes. Clear there by Connor Sparling. Now down to about 5 minutes in the first half. Ball up to Sparling, Aaron Sparling, that is. There's two of them on the field. Scrappy play there by all the players involved, hustling to the end line. Goalkeeper hustling, Sean Berger hustling. Ultimately won by the goalkeeper for Eau Claire. Liam Salama with the kick out of bounds to slow things down. Got a little shout out from Jefferson Johnston for the St. Croix ECNL team, where about half these boys play from the summer from Woodbury, Minnesota. Good to have you watching. I seem to have connections all over these comments because I grew up in Woodbury long before there were any of these clubs and high-level teams going on, but played a lot of soccer back in those days, so fun to see the facilities and the growth of the sport in the area. Here comes a corner kick from the Old Abe's. This is a potential game changer here. Left-footed kick in. Harry Ross. That ball was kind of played towards the near post. Harry Ross heading that out, and now Harry Ross about 30 yards out collecting that ball. Chuckle with a nice play. Guys kind of getting in their own ways. And a tripping call there on the Old Apes. So kind of hooked his leg on that one, it looked like. So again, another kind of hooked play there again. Give the Raiders a free kick over near the sideline. These guys are all kind of trying to stretch themselves on every play, but sometimes that ends up, when you're going for the ball in a situation, you don't have a lot of chance. You do sometimes hook the leg and get trips and things like that. That's kind of a byproduct of, putting everything into this match here. So good clear by the Old Abes. There's Alanoff with it. He's going to try to put it right back up in there. Here's Chuckle. And Raiders not going to get another trip there. A lot of passion on the field and in the stands. Even with the windows shut, I can hear it all from both sides. It's a big match. Ball gets through. Now getting down to about the final minute. In the half will be a good time for teams to kind of settle and gather themselves up for the second half here. One minute. Another corner kick for, I guess they reverse that, and it'll be a corner kick now for the Old Abes. Left-footed ball in. That one's a little further out, a little more digestible, but the Raiders get that clear. Shoulder-to-shoulder battle there. The Raiders throw. Now down to 30 seconds. Another Raiders throw. Quick ball in. That's a nice play, too. And there's a goal for your Raiders. Darren Chuckle off a ball that was kind of all over the place and scored for the Raiders to notch it 13 seconds before the end of the half.
With a goal for the Raiders, number 11, Darren Chuckle.
So as guessed, this game is far from over. Chuckle with his second goal of the match. That's a good example of getting the ball into the scoring area and seeing what happens.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that's halftime, folks. Please stop by the concession stand for a warm drink or a good snack, and we'll see you back in about 10 minutes. All right, folks, here we are, back for more action. And at the beginning of this match, I think I shared how this was going to be a heck of a game, and it has not disappointed. So We started off the match, Liam Junker with a goal at about the 4-minute mark, followed by Joseph Mua of the Old Abes with a goal at about the 15-minute mark. And the Old Abes looked like maybe they were going to run away with this one. But then the Raiders got a foul in the box PK that Darren Chuckle converted. And then literally with about 13 seconds left in the half, a kind of a challenging bouncing ball in the box fell to Chuckle, who scored the goal and evened up the match. So we're at 2-2 and right back at it. The teams have now switched sides, and the Eau Claire Old Abes from Memorial High School are in white, playing from left to right on your screen now, and the hometown Hudson Raiders in blue, playing from right to left. So here we go. We got 40 minutes of more exciting soccer here. And just to clarify for everyone, if this half ends in a tie, then because this is a playoff match, it will go to overtime. In the overtime, they'll play 2 10-minute periods. It is not sudden death, golden ball, whatever you might want to call it. So we will play those entire 2 periods of overtime and see who's leading at the end of that. If it is still tied, then it'll go to PKs. And that's a painful way for a team to lose. So we're going to, hope this match ends without PKs, but sometimes that's fun and exciting too. So here we go. Teams kind of starting off fresh here, going back and forth a little bit. Raiders playing it up deep. Wassman on the tracking it down. Memorial kicks it out. It'll be a Raiders throw. I left the booth to kind of check out the stadium, and I'll tell you, this is the largest soccer crowd of the year here at the Hudson Raider Stadium. Super fun to see. It's got a playoff atmosphere, large student sections, lots of people from both communities, lots of people who know these boys, whether their kids are still on the team or not. I saw a number of parents of Hudson players that used to play with a bunch of these guys coming out to watch these guys as seniors. This is the last home game for the Raiders, regardless of whether they win or not, because the next game will be at an away field for both teams. So I was not able to track down the score of the Oshkosh West Wisconsin Rapids match, so the winner of this match will play the victor of that match, and they're probably right about the same time in their match as we are here. So again, as you're probably watching, the team's kind of going a little back and forth here. I did fail in the beginning to give a shout out to probably our most loyal listeners, Bob and Denise Nelson from Jupiter, Florida. Raider fans, 80 degrees there. They're rubbing it in on us a little bit here. Good to have you tuning in again. And here come the Raiders. Harry Ross playing it in deep and hard, but that's an angle that Brady Lipke's not going to have any trouble handling that ball. And Old Abe's goalkeeper is going to take the punt here. Plays it low. Taken by Harry Ross. And no foul called there. A lot of leaning, but no foul called. And be a throw-in for the Raiders. It's a quick ball in. Big strike there by Chuckle from about 27 yards out. Sometimes you got to take that chance, though. Chuckle put a good hit on it, just put it a little high. So it'll be a goal kick for the Old Abes. Head over by the Old Abe's. Nicky Allenoff deposits that ball out of bounds. Will be a throw-in. Looks like Liam Junker is back in at full speed, so may have had the wind knocked out a little bit. Leg may have felt a little sore on whatever happened on the slide tackle, but Liam certainly looks like he's fully functional, and that's good to see. Throw in there. Andrew Vandenbark chuckle with a big disruption there. Handball there. Referee's waving it off, I guess. I think. Stop the clock. Referee having a talk, looks like with Liam Junker, about the handball that looked like the side judge thought he saw that, and the referee waved it off, and I think the referee had maybe heard enough and had a chat with Junker. Doesn't look like a card was issued, so we play on. Despite what a lot of people think, just because a side judge throws a flag up and makes, their attempt at a call does not mean that that is a call. It has to be called by the center ref from what they see. They can handle that in a lot of ways, but ultimately it is every penalty called is by the center ref only. And so just because you see the side ref's flag go up does not mean it has to be called or is called or is or isn't a foul. So it's a matter of perspective, I guess, and refereeing is a hard job. We're going to just keep moving on with this game, and it'll be a Old Abe's throw-in. And that looks like a referee called an illegal throw. There's been a little more flexibility on throw-ins that the balls can have more spin, be played a little differently than the old days. But you still have to bring the ball directly over your head. You can't throw it off to the side of your head, which kind of looked like was happening there. So now you saw a very different throw from that player. And comes Berger. A lot of body there. We're going to see a lot of attempts to get PKs at this point of the match from all players. They're going to try to politically get any advantage they can get. So, but no call there on the body on Berger, but it'll be a Raiders throw. Here's Aaron Sparling. Big throw in. Muthaden gets a great shot off. Now that was some really good discipline. That's what we saw a little bit out of the Old Abe's in the first half, and Muthaden showed it there by it's very easy on those plays to get sucked into the wanting to get closer and closer to the goal, and then nobody is out top like where Muthaden was to take those balls that get out top. And Muthaden played that very nicely and was able to get a good opportunity to strike that ball, but unfortunately it went directly at the goalkeeper. So looks like some kind of a foul. I didn't see it. Probably a hold or some overzealous bumping. And so Claire's going to get a free kick here, which they should be able to put into the scoring area. It's a high floater. Good solid strike there, but not on target. Looked like Schneider was there anyway to cover the far post had it gotten there, and that's going to be a Raiders goal kick now. And that looks like Liam Salama entering the game for the Raiders. Number 14, Liam Salama in the game for the Raiders. Big kick by Schneider. Salama heads it out. Alanoff tries to send it up. Muthaden collects it. Gets it up to Wassman, but he's harassed by defense. And Auclair is now going to try to move it up the field. Schneider gets out, uses his foot to get that ball disrupted, and the Raiders now counter. Way too much ball. Oh, wow. Heck of a play by Berger there. Berger and the goalkeeper going after a 50-50 ball there, and referee looks like he thought the goalkeeper went extra for the body. It was outside of the box. I'm watching the replay. Yeah, it looks like the goalkeeper did not probably really have a play on the ball and chose to throw his leg out. And looks like he's pivoting, making it a yellow card. And goalkeeper will have to leave the game for at least a play if that holds up as a yellow card, which it looks like it is. Otherwise, there wouldn't be. Otherwise, two play. I guess it was a red card. Yeah, because they brought a new goalkeeper in. The red card, you have to leave the match. So they are going to play a man short now. And so, yeah, number 25 got the red card. And that's all you have to record. Oh, yeah, I guess I don't know who got the yellow card. So the Raiders will have a goal kick here, and they will play with a man advantage. Some controversy for sure anytime something like this is played, but the referee made that call pretty clearly. And again, I'm watching it, and the ball was nowhere near the trip, it looks like to me. I try to be as impartial as I can, but it did look like that was, not really playing the ball and getting the body pretty heavily in movement. And the decision-making, again, on that is by the referee, but not by anybody else, so can't always explain it. So the two players that left the field, I guess, were both carded. And that looked like number... Yeah, the red is out. That was the goalkeeper. It was either 7 or 17 that got the yellow. Okay, I think it was 2. Yeah, I think it was 2. So the Raiders will get a free kick here, and now we'll play. Chuckle gets a little too under that ball and sends it long and wide. So, definitely a game and a play there that's going to give a lot of people a lot to talk about in coming days. whatever the outcome is. So here we go. Salama chasing that ball down, kicking it out of bounds. Liam Junker right there. Eau Claire, of course, with Junker on the field, always has a scoring threat, whether they're one man down or not. So this should still be an exciting game for the rest of the half. Raiders need to really play that advantage as much as they can now. Good header there by Old Abe's defense. Good attempt by Vandenberg to keep that ball in with his foot skills, but it did go out of bounds. So we are still sitting at a 2-2 match. We'll see if the Raiders can take advantage of the man advantage. They'll have it for about 28 minutes. So 17 coming back in after the yellow card, and number 20 for the Raiders. Number 17, Lenny Watts in the game for the Old Abes. And number 20, Owen Netterlow in for the Raiders. And the Old Abes get a throw in here. Old Abes playing strong. Sometimes being a man down does get you excited and helps you deal with the fact that you're having to cover a little more ground. There's a ball up. There's Berger coming in. Backup goalkeeper in now. Handled well. And played out by the Old Abes. Harry Ross getting it over to Quentin Muthaden. Over to Nicky Alanoff, who's going to play it up, head it out. Aaron Sparling picks that off. A lot of defense there. Nice play there, but there's an example that that's really kind of the spot you wish you always had a player on those situations, because somehow the ball ends up at the top of the box quite often. But whether there's someone there or not, there's a trip. And Raiders get a kick. So the crowd is going to be feisty on every call the rest of the way here. And the clock keeps ticking, and Raiders are going to line up a free kick here. This is a location where Harry Ross will put it into the scoring area most likely. Darren Chuckle will be looking to get his head on that ball. It's a ball up. A little flick overhead by Sparling, but a lot of defense there. Muthaden picks it up. High pop-up clear. Chuckle on it. And the ball goes out of bounds off the Raiders. Will be an Old Abe's throw. It's a nice ball in. And looks like offsides by the Raiders. It's a collision. Collisions with goalkeepers can happen when they're 50-50 situations. As long as you're playing the ball. Always a fair play. Comes a kick by the goalkeeper. Sends it up. Harry Ross is going to pop it back up to Berger, who ends up with the ball. Nice play by Sean. Sends it across. It's Vandenbark. Nice ball across the field, but swiped by the Old Abes. A little bouncy, makes it hard to handle. And the Raiders are able to disrupt that. Throw in here by the Old Abes. Alanoff gets a foot on that. Over to Harry Ross. Plays it up to Chuckle. Berger loses his footing there. Good play there by Vandenbark. Nice ball into Muthaden. Just going to play it up the middle. Trying to find Aaron Sparling. Taken by the defense, though. Salama with a nice head out for the defense. Keep it in the offensive half for the Raiders. Netterlow over to Harry Ross, who's going to play it over. There's Berger. Oh, there was the chance. Nice play by Berger. Really nice ball by Ross to get it to Berger. Berger going for the far right post. Had it. Tough play on the move when you're going full speed and ball's coming from that angle. And then Aaron Sparling was very close to being able to bury that one on the far side, but does get over the line, and it's going to give the Old Abes the free kick there, or the goal kick. Netterlow pushing the ball up the side, and the Old Abes throw that ball, or get that ball out of bounds. However, looks like they called a foul on Netterlow. I think he was playing a little hard on the shoulder there, bumping, and that'll be a free kick for the Old Apes. And that kick goes out of bounds. Be a Raiders throw-in now. Alanoff looks like he's over there to take it. Gets it into Harry Ross. Plays it all the way over to Vandenbark. Disrupted by the Old Abes. Good recovery play there by number 21, Wesley Paul, to keep that ball in play for the Old Abes. Ball's up to Junker. It's a sneaky ball across. Nice play by Junker, but Raiders' defense is there. Nice little foot pass. And Old Abes get a shot, but they send that ball high over the net. People sometimes get always frustrated with balls going over the net, but players have to take the shots when they get them, and sometimes that's not perfect. Looks like number 8 back in the match for the Old Abes. Number 8, Oscar Srekov in the game for the Old Abes. Big kick by Toby Schneider. And the Old Abes continue, despite being a man down, being able to apply some offensive pressure. Quick ball out there by Connor Sparling. Schoenberger tried to settle that and bring it back, but swiped by the defense. And again, Eau Claire pushing this ball up. Seen some intricate plays here. And again, Memorial with another legitimate scoring opportunity, but sending it high over the goal and keeping the score 2-2 in this match. So in the last few minutes, a couple really good opportunities for the Old Abes. going over the goal. Toby Schneider taking that kick for the Raiders. It's definitely a mental side to playing a man up and a man down, so it can exhilarate one team at least for a while, and the other team sometimes maybe feels it should be easier than it is, and that might be what we're seeing now. We'll see if Eau Claire can keep that intensity going for the next about 19 minutes or so. It's a long time, but so far they've kept this match under wraps. Oh, wow. Heck of an attempt by the Raiders. Ball bouncing all over the place and eventually taken by the goalkeeper, who now is, let's see, I'm trying to catch his, I'm not seeing him on the Eau Claire. Let's see, it must be William Nordstrom is the backup goalkeeper, so makes a nice play, going to get that ball. It's going to be a Raiders throw in here. Henry Vandenbark with the throw. Chuckle putting a big cross on there, and Berger again going after it. Hitting the ground, no foul called, so keep playing. And Chuckle sends that ball up. Go. Wassman with a nice play down to the corner, but gets it swiped by the defense. Connor Sparling sending it over to Berger. Plays it back to Alanoff. Plays a high ball in. Here's Aaron Sparling getting a header on the ball towards the goal. Looks like we have a few substitutions. Referees having a chat with the goalkeeper over something. Missy, you might want to look at that and just see how much time there is between the end of the regulation and overtime, just in case.
Oh, in between?
Yeah, like is there a 2-minute break or a 5-minute break? Just so you know, just in case. Big ball in there, and kind of a little missed header there by the Old Abes, but they get it out of bounds. It'll be a Raiders throw-in. We're now down to about 16 minutes in the match, or in regulation at least. We have to say that now here in the playoffs. And that'll be another Raiders throw. Into Harry Ross, who's going to bring it over. So Claire's going to counteract the fact that they're a man short by packing 9 of their 10 players back in the defensive area. Another ball in. Raiders just trying to keep it going into the scoring area to see what happens. Chuckle gets a low drive. Sends it a bit left and low. And it'll be another goal kick for the Old Abes. Kick by the goalkeeper goes, that's William Nordstrom, I believe, goes out of bounds, and the Raiders get the throw. Get it into Harry Ross. Plays it back to Connor Sparling. He's going to play it up deep to the upper right by Sean Berger. Plays it nicely. Sean gets it. It's going to be a corner kick. So Raiders get an opportunity here. And thank you, Jefferson Johnston. Looks like it's a 5-minute break at the end of regulation. Yeah, I think it is 5, though. Yeah, I have a couple soccer people online here saying that. So probably Jefferson's probably right. So he and I can't both be wrong, and we're both Jeffs, so we'll go with it. So if we have the wrong time on the board, the referees will correct us. There's no doubt about that. Oof, that was a nice ball. And Aaron Sparling going up for a big header there, but not able to get it on goal. And we have substitution. Number 13 in the match, that's Joseph Mua. Number 13, Joseph Mua in the game for the Old Apes. So again, this broadcast, however you're watching it, is brought to you by the River Channel, and I'm joined by Jeff Munter, doing all things technical for this broadcast, and I'm Jeff Ian. So a lot of Jeffs involved here in the booth and out there in the viewership. So it's an exciting match to be here. I've been announcing almost every game this season for the Raiders, and definitely fun to see it come down to a tight match like this. Exciting. So a little trip there by Old Abe's gets called. Harry Ross heading out to take that kick. He's asking for the proper yardage to be marked off, which is 10 yards, and the referee marks it off. Probably hear the crowd making a lot of noise. We don't usually get that at our soccer games, and here comes the kick. It's a nice ball in, and Raiders maintain control of it. Everybody crashing in, but well handled by William Nordstrom in the goal. This is going to be a big part of the game if players can maintain their composure on both sides of the field here. A lot of pressure, a lot going on, a lot of emotion, the crowd and fans at a high, loud level, and that can sometimes bring out the best and sometimes the opposite. So players need to keep their heads in these situations, whether you're down a man or up a man, to see what you can take advantage of there. It's a good hustle play by Aaron Sparling to keep that ball alive and using his head. Wassman flicks it up, gets a weird bounce. Oof, and the Raiders get a shot there. That deflected kind of oddly, and Berger was able to at least get something on that ball, but not the best angle, not the best hop, and that ball goes wide. That'll be a Old Abe's goal kick. We're now getting close to the 10 minutes left in the regulation match time frame. Still have a 2-2 score in this match. Muthaden on the chase. It's number 18, Jack Hudson, in the game for the Old Abes. There's Alanoff. Sends the ball up. Aaron Sparling. There's Harry Ross picking it up. And Raiders still maintain control. There's Chuckle playing it out, playing it into Berger. Got a couple defense there. Sparling gearing up for a big shot there. That was about a 35-yard shot, but gets deflected. Now down to about 9 minutes. Schneider wanted to wait for that to use his hands, but decided it was better to just play it with his feet. Raiders boot it up. That ball's going to go back, and they're going to keep trying to pump it into the goal area. And Berger gets a head on it, but heads that ball kind of in a crossing form versus at the goal. Sometimes it's just where does that ball go. Eau Claire with another substitution. Could be a little bit of a time-killing strategy. Number 16, Dakin Welch, in the game for the Old Abes. So referee does have some control to stop the clock on substitutions if he feels it's a way being used strategically. So we'll keep our eye on that, but certainly legal to do. And here comes a throw by the Raiders. We're now down to under 8 minutes in regulation play. Again, if no one scores in these next 8 minutes or so, we will play 2 10-minute overtimes periods. Teams will switch sides. It's not sudden death, so you play both of those regardless. And Eau Claire will play that a man short as well. And then if it maintains a tie, it'll go to penalty kicks. So a lot of times in these situations, the team might be really just pushing to hold that tie if they can into the free kicks. But Eau Claire's had some success being a man short and still getting some pressure on the goal. So there's a ball up, headed out by the Old Abes. Harry Ross picks that ball up, brings it back a hair to reset. And we have an injury, number 21, it looks like Wesley Paul down right by the sideline, and he's going to jump off the field quick. We have a quick substitution. And I think that's number 11, who is the substitute. Number 11, Sam McBride, in the game for the Old Abes. So, and the Raiders get it in the goal off an awkward header by Aaron Sparling. The Raiders were trying to do that the whole overtime, just keep putting it into the scoring area. And that's a big goal for Aaron Sparling and the Raiders. There's a goal for the Raiders. Number 9, Aaron Sparling with the header. And that is going to make it challenging for the Old Abes, but they've had their chances here being a man short, and so the Raiders cannot rest on that. They can't, because despite being down a man, Eau Claire has had several, at least 3 off the top of my head, legitimate scoring opportunities that they put over the goal or wide of the goal. And so here comes a throw for The Old Abes, taken by Harry Ross. There's about 6 minutes left in the match. So the Raiders now will be doing everything they can to use the clock. They should be attempting to score still, because you never know what can happen. PKs, they happen, as we saw earlier this match and as we've seen in other games. So Raiders have to play clean. They have to play smart, keep emotions in check, and work the clock legitimately, and maybe try to find another score if they can, while Memorial's going to do everything they can to get that ball in the goal now. So they really need to push it. They'll probably have to take some chances with pushing defense up and trying to take advantage of the man who's a substitute for the Raiders. Number 20, Owen Netterlow in the game for your Raiders. So the Raiders looking like they are keeping 10 back on defense right now. And trip there by the Old Abes, going to give the Raiders a free kick. We're now down to about 4.5 minutes. Quick shout out to my friend Adam Mead. Thanks for checking in, Adam. Good to have you listening. Longtime Raider star player and all-around good guy from Hudson. Raiders keeping up here, now down to close to 4 minutes in the match. Hudson Raiders 3, Eau Claire Memorial Old Abes 2. Just a really close-fought game. Eau Claire jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and Raiders looked pretty flat, then got a PK and gave the Raiders some life, fueling a late goal. So a goal by the Raiders with just maybe 13 seconds left. I think that was exactly what was left in the half, and tied it up. And then red card on the Old Abes goalkeeper is giving the Raiders a one-man advantage. And, you know, probably even bigger to some degree is that the starting goalkeeper out. Although I got to say that William Nordstrom is playing very well as a backup goalkeeper for that situation. So stop the clock. Looks like we have a injury, number 13, Joseph Mua, limping off the end. That'll stop the clock. Not sure who came in. Might have been number 11, Sam McBride, coming in there. And clock will start when Toby kicks it. And now we're down to about 3 minutes in the match. Ball up to Berger. Kind of game. A lot of players have not been out of the match for the Raiders. Berger's one of them. Number the Sparlings have not left. Harry Ross, Darren Chuckle, a whole bunch of guys, too many to name. With the game on the line, here come the Old Abes again. You can't seem to slow them down, and they're getting the ball in there. Raiders defense gets the clear. Now down to 2.5 minutes. Good head by Sparling. Good head by Ross. Big clear by Aaron Sparling. It's going to tick off some of the clock. Stopping the clock again. Minute and a half left in the match. Raiders do a substitution. I think the ref is making sure that the Raiders aren't using the clock here to their advantage with the substitutions. So the clock is stopped, and we'll, I guess, begin with the kick from Schneider. Yeah, once he kicks it, you start it up. Big kick by Schneider. Now down to about a minute and a half. Still, as we saw in the first half, 13 seconds, Raiders scored. So this got to play it from end to end and whistle to whistle. Going to be a Old Abe's throw-in. Or a kick, actually. Some kind of a foul called. I guess Ross was a little from behind there. 1 minute. And there's a trip by the Old Abe's, and that's going to eat up an awful lot of that last minute. And they'll get a free kick here in the dangerous territory. Sad to see the commentary online kind of falling apart here, but appreciate those of you tuning in and watching tonight's matchup. We're down to about 20 seconds left. Certainly anything can still happen, but it's looking awfully like the Raiders are going to move on to play the winner of Oshkosh West or Wisconsin Rapids. And almost tapped one in with 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, 0. And that's a win for your Raiders. Thank you to the players for a great matchup, our officials, our coaches, and thanks for everybody for showing up tonight. Drive carefully and have a nice night.